Hello and welcome to the official YouTube channel of FPL Updates. This is Jake from Glory Hunters FC, and this week I'll be talking you through the forthcoming Premier League fixtures for Game Week 34. If you like what you see and would like to see more FPL content, then make sure to check out the Glory Hunters FC channel, the link to which will be in the description. So FPL Updates have been away for a while now, but we're back and continuing on with the FPL preview and tips videos. Starting off with Game Week 34, which is the first of several double game weeks that will ultimately determine the champions, the top four, and the teams to be relegated. Talking of relegation, two of the teams to line up twice this week are Middlesbrough and Crystal Palace. Middlesbrough face up against Bournemouth as well as fellow relegation rivals Sunderland, whereas Palace have the more difficult fixtures of the two coming up against Liverpool and Tottenham. You'd have to say that if either team are to secure safety, then they need to start registering points sooner rather than later. And this week could be an ideal opportunity to do just that. Of the two teams, we're recommending to take a look at Christian Benteke or Wilfried Zaha, both of which have been pivotal in Crystal Palace's recent resurrection, and could prove just as important once again, even against the tougher opposition. A second team to feature twice this week is Manchester United. On the back of a 2-0 victory over the leaders Chelsea, United will go into this week's fixtures with renewed hope that they can secure a Champions League qualification spot for the coming season. However, with the small task of a Manchester derby on the horizon, on the back of a tricky away trip to Burnley is anything but an easy week for the Red Devils. So it may be worthwhile investing in United's offence rather than their backline. Zlatan Ibrahimovic is the safe option, but for the more daring FPL player, Rashford may pay dividends as a differential in this double game week. The team that the Reds beat last week, Chelsea, have an opportunity to rectify their defeat last week with a home fixture against Southampton. However, with no goals in these passing 5 fixtures, the Blues might have to look elsewhere as Diego Costa's scoring drought stretches to beyond 7 hours. This leads us to believe that you should look to the likes of Eden Hazard for captaincy selections this week if you're set on captaining a Chelsea player. No doubt Costa's drought will be a worry for the Blues going into the last few weeks of the season, as their lead at the top of the table continues to diminish, with the passing week's results seeing the gap close to 4 points. One team who would have expected to be in and amongst the title challenge come this time of the season is Arsenal. However, continued failings throughout this season have seen the Gunners fail to even secure a top 4 place, meaning that this week's fixtures against champions Leicester is a must win. But with an informed Jamie Vardy who's netted 6 in his last 7 outings, victory is anything but assured. So I wouldn't bank on Arsenal defenders to bring in clean sheets this week. Moreover, Leicester have leaked 6 goals in the passing 2 fixtures, as it seems their main objective is reaching a Champions League semi-final. It's because of this that we believe that Arsenal's offensive options, such as Sanchez, if you can afford him, or Ozil, could prove a worthwhile investment. However, one team that have been keeping clean sheets of late are Everton, with 4 in their last 10. One player who's been a beneficiary of such defensive performances is Phil Jagielka, who's been scoring big on FPL, not only for his defensive contributions, but for his attacking efforts, which has seen the Englishman score 3 goals in the passing 3 fixtures. The Blues will be hoping that he can make it an unprecedented 4 from 4 this week when they face up against a weary West Ham, who've lost 5 of their last 7. It also goes without saying the likes of Barkley and Romelu Lukaku will be in and amongst it at the offensive end of the pitch. So an FPL selection for either of these two outlets could be a good choice. One defender who'll be hoping to keep out of the headlines this week is Alfie Mawson, whose error saw his side Swansea suffer a 1-0 defeat last time out. He'll be hoping that the Swans can put it right this week at home to Stoke City, putting to an end their run of 6 games without a win. If one player is to turn it round for the Swans, it's going to be Gylfi Sigurdsson, so we recommend possibly transferring him in for a home fixture that could possibly determine Swansea's season. But that concludes our preview for Game Week 34. If you found the video informative, make sure to subscribe to FPL Updates as we continue to bring you a forecast of the coming fixtures, tips on which teams we think will perform, and recommendations for the players we believe that will help you climb to the top of your fancy Premier League. Once again, I've been Jake from Glory Hunters FC. Make sure to check out my channel for additional content, but for now, best of luck for the forthcoming weekend.